Bill Burr, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. It's Dick and Lewis in Columbus, Ohio. Looking forward to you next week, Schottenstein Center.
I'm looking forward to it, too.
Are you looking forward to tonight's basketball game?
Oh, that's right. We're playing you guys.
Yeah. Are you going to let us make it a series?
I know. I love the Cavs, man. World beef free. All the way back then. I love when LeBron came back and won a championship. I got no beef with you guys, but you know, it is what it is. We got to beat you guys or else our season is over.
Well, you got the best team in the NBA, so...
I don't know about that. Timberwolves look scary to me.
Timberwolves look very scary. So does Oklahoma City. But are you surprised? Because a lot of people a few weeks ago were counting the Knicks out.
I got a buddy of mine. He lives in New York. And he's been telling me that the Knicks are way better than people think. And he said they're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. He told me that a couple months ago.
Yeah, they just went up 2-0 last
2-0.
night. Yeah.
I know. Stephen A. Smith has taken a lot of heat because he went off on that point guard saying that was a waste of money to get that guy. Now he's dropping like 40 points every game.
Sometimes you just need a little motivation.
Imagine that. Stephen A. was wrong.
Dude, we're all wrong. It's just we're not on video and we say the dumb stuff we say.
You're right.
So I've never understood why people get absolutely upset about everything. I mean, I understand the things that are worthy of being upset about, but when it comes to things like comedy, if you don't like a particular brand of comedy, there's no one that forces you to listen, watch, engage, whatever. Do you find there's more scrutiny now than there ever has been in the past?
No, that all went away. It's just it was this stupid period that we went through. Interestingly enough, started with the Me Too movement, which who wasn't against that? Let's get these, creepy predators, out of the business or whatever. It started with that, and then somehow within like 6 months, it was like, I don't like what you're talking about on stage.
Right.
What? What is this? Yeah, but that's over. That's over. Like, it's not even a point of talking about it. You can say whatever you want. It's fine.
Nice.
As long as you're not being malicious. Now, if you're being malicious, then yeah, you should get, if you do actually mean, you say something racist or something like that, you should absolutely expect to get, in trouble. So I don't have a problem with that, but like, you're just going to sit there and come at me and just be like, oh, you're misogynistic. It's like, yeah, this is how my comedy is.
Being the big Boston fan you are, I'm wondering, did you get to see the Tom Brady roast?
No, I didn't. I was working. What the hell was I doing? I was working, so I haven't seen it.
All right. Well, yeah, it's still available on Netflix. I'll tell you, some people tap dance on the line. Some people cross the line. They obliterated the line. You have to see it. It's unbelievable.
Oh, all right. I'll have to check that out.
It went on. Nikki Glaser did a great job, too. I mean,
everybody
it went on for...
I heard she killed it, yeah. I heard she killed it.
Which, I feel like if you're getting roasted, there's a level of you have to know what to expect. Like, you can't be, you know what I mean? If you sign up for something like that, it's not going to be like an easy road to travel down.
Well, roasts have changed since when I was a kid. When I was a kid, like, you got roasted by your friends. So
yes.
You felt some sort of love or friendship there. Now it's just like hired guns, and it starts to become, towards the end of the night, when there's no meat left on the bone, it just becomes who can say the most meanest over-the-top thing. So definitely, they've gone into, like, sort of the death metal years of roasts, I feel.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I mean, I my favorite one that I saw in recent years was that James Franco one, because that was all his friends. So they were being silly and they were trashing each other, but you actually got a sense of what it was like to hang out with those guys. It seemed like they were friends. And there are still rules in roasts. Like, you're not supposed to trash somebody that isn't there or can't go up and get you back.
Oh, my gosh. They went after Giselle. They went after Aaron Hernandez. I mean, you name it. Anybody in his life.
Yeah, but that's that new style.
You brought something up, and I've tried to explain this to people when we would talk about, ripping on each other. When I was, a kid, my friends and I, and you just said this, and I'm wondering if it's the same. I mean, we tried to get at each other so bad. We wanted to make each other cry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that says about us, but yeah, those there are things like that. I don't know. I don't know. I never watched the roast. I don't know why. I just never sit down and watch those. I watch people refurbish old skillets on Instagram.
Seriously, though, I was watching it. I felt like Bill Burr should be here. He's such a big fan. He should be here.
I don't need to be there. That's where all a bunch of crybaby fans for the Patriots beating them. So, I mean, they got their licks in on the guy. Good. I couldn't roast Tom Brady. I love that guy.
Well, I mean, even Danny Amendola and Bill Belichick got up and roasted him.
Yeah, but I'm sure they didn't bring up Aaron Hernandez.
It did kind of come up once, but they moved past it pretty quickly. I'll tell you what, though. Brady had a great comeback to Peyton Manning. He came up and he said, I know sometimes you live in Denver, sometimes you live in Louisiana, but no matter where you are, you're going to be living in my shadow. And I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, I have no love for the Colts whatsoever. The bitch-ass organization ever. Do you realize on that Deflategate game, they gave up over 300 yards rushing and lost by 35 points. And for some reason, the NFL upheld the investigation, an independent investigation by the Colts, who all they could find was the same amount of underinflated balls. And meanwhile, on the Internet is Tom Brady in the Hoosier Dome back in the day, and you hear the crowd noise pumping in, start skipping, and they had to shut it off. Their owner sat on the competition committee, made the way we covered their receivers illegal, and then he stole our offense, and they won a Super Bowl.
He almost dropped an F-bomb.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about you guys. None of you guys care because Peyton Manning looks like a number 2 pencil and didn't win a bunch of championships. And Tom Brady's this gorgeous guy. You're like, oh, yeah, that absolutely. Even ESPN did an investigation, said if the ball's underinflated, it gets there a split second later. So it's an advantage for the quarterback. It was such a BS case. The judge got mad and threw it out of court. And Brady won.
As he should.
The NFL goes, oh, my God, Brady won. Now, every time we go to suspend somebody, we have to go to court. So they figured out a way to suspend them. And they changed their argument from that dumb Deflategate stuff to, is the NFL a corporation? Yes. Does the corporation have a right to suspend an employee? Yes. Is Tom Brady an employee of our corporation? Yes. They said, fine, he's suspended. That's what really happened.
Yep.
And all you sports guys ignore that in sad-ass Cleveland and all your other stupid cities. And to this day, that unbelievably cheating organization ran this ridiculously successful smear campaign against the greatest quarterback, success-wise, that ever lived.
Bill, I agree with every word you just said. And so does Lewis.
Talking about it and start talking about how the Colts were actually cheating their asses off on but it's out there in the Midwest with no six-pack, put your pants on one leg at a time. Nobody on our team got steroids sent to their house in their wife's name. Give me a effing break with those guys.
You know my all-time favorite Super Bowl, and it has nothing to do with the game itself was fantastic, but I love the Super Bowl between the Patriots and the Falcons because you can watch people's faces. And at halftime, Arthur Blank, God love the poor guy for the Falcons. He's on the sideline. He's ready to pop champagne. He's super excited. Roger Goodell is up there going, yeah. And then by the end of the third quarter, you see Arthur Blank, and he has a look like someone drug his entire family out in front of him and shot them all in front of him. And then it hits Roger Goodell at some point in time. He's like, oh, damn. I'm going to have to walk down there and hand Robert Kraft and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick a trophy after all of this.
I have to tell you something. There was something going on there. Like the fact that he upheld Jim Irsay's investigation, hiring a scientist that said he was one but wasn't. The fact that he upheld that, we pissed that guy off. I don't know what we did, but and I'm not saying that, we didn't do something to piss him off. We did something to that guy. If you were going to suspend Tom Brady for that, like the Colts should have been getting suspended every year. Tanking a whole season to get Andrew Luck. Give me a break.
True.
Stop it with those guys. Just stop it with those guys. They're the biggest cheating pieces of you-know-what in the league.
I can't stand Roger Goodell. He did the same thing to Ezekiel Elliott, who never got charged with anything. There was no proof of anything, and he still got suspended. I hate Goodell.
Yeah, but he did that because he so under-suspended that guy on the Ravens.
Oh, but Ray Rice, absolutely.
Yeah.
So then he had to make up for that, so Ezekiel had to pay the price.
So from one evil empire to another, as a lifelong fan, you were in The Mandalorian. How much fun was that just to be in that Star Wars world?
I'm a sports guy, so I was never into Star Wars. I never got into it. By the time I saw it, I was too old. I was like 14, you know what I mean? I aged out of Star Wars, and I've always made fun of it, not because I don't like it or whatever. I just always made fun of it because I knew a bunch of people liked it, and it would annoy them.
Right.
So I used to always make fun of it. So when they came to me, I actually said, I go, I make fun of Star Wars on my podcast all the time. And they go, we think that would be funny if you ended up on the show.
That's great.
That's awesome. Speaking of podcasts, you've been in that game for a while now. How do you still love it just as much, obviously, if you're still doing it?
Yeah, it's fun. I sound like I have a boss in podcasting, like sending myself to work.
I know you're into Formula One. Is that correct?
I watch a little bit of Formula One. Formula One has had the same problem for the last 8 years. It's first it was Lewis Hamilton, now it's Max Verstappen, and just nobody could beat him. I mean, Max won 20 races last year. That's not good for the sport.
No, you always need some diversity.
The Patriots were dominating. That wasn't good for the sport, so they had to start coming up with reasons to suspend our quarterback.
We got this on his mind now. The reason I brought it up, I was looking at the recent Formula One race. People had posted menu prices. Man, you got to be a millionaire to go to a Formula One race and eat. I mean, it's like $50 for a hot dog. Not even joking.
Well, okay, let's look. First of all, who doesn't know that Formula One isn't the Illuminati sport? Okay, that's the James Bond of sports. Okay, there's a level of women that follow that sport that none of us will even. They're beyond supermodels. Okay, and then secondly, it's called inflation. Okay, and when your country is bankrupt and everybody's going, thanks a lot, Trump. Thanks a lot, Joe Biden. And it's just like, no, dude, this has been going on since after 9/11. And we said that Iraq was, involved, and we went over there, and we've never come back. And it's costed us we're bankrupt. Every year, this time of year, they go, we got to shut down the government, and then they just print more money. That's why it costs $50. And everybody's like, what's with the Formula One? Start at the Federal Reserve. That's what drives me nuts about people who watch CNN and Fox News and they blame politicians. It's like, why don't you push a little further and get to the corporations that paid them off, that poisoned our food supply, poisoned our water supply, get us involved in these liberation wars and all that, and everybody, just looks the other way.
Amen.
Don't even get me started on big oil. I had a theory last year for Christmas. I want the CEO of every major energy company to be on stage and let normal, common people, everybody gets to walk up and kick them all right in the junk. I don't care if they're female or not. Everybody gets a turn.
Well, it would be better if people looked at it that way instead of blaming powerless people that get intimidated at the voters. If I was running stuff, one of the first things I would do in this country is I would shut down Fox News and CNN. I would try all of them for treason. And I would get rid of this whole thing that if you're a white guy, you get to start your own militia.
Right.
This is going to kill half my tickets in Ohio.
Nah. It just makes me want to come more. And
Absolutely.
I think people are going to get a great show next week right here at the Shot with you, Bill Burr. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. That was fantastic.
All right. At the very least, if you don't agree with my politics, at least understand what cheating pieces of the Colts are. That's it.
I swear, you're a Patriots fan, right? I never would have got that from any of this conversation.
Well, why wouldn't I stick up for my team?
Right. Of course. I expect it.
Back to that. Keep your eye on the ball. The Colts are the biggest cheat in the league. And you guys believe in their bedtime stories.
Take care, Bill.
All right, see you.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, my gosh.
That was so fun, you guys. Great job.
Oh, I wish you'd have been here.
I do, too.
I know how
I
much
do
you
too.
love Bill Burr.
I love him. You guys really did a great job on the interview. He is so funny.
I told you we got him fired up.
I love it.
He was, man. He doesn't like the Colts.
You think?
Jeez.
Think?
Oh, man. Yeah, so he's at the Schottenstein Center Thursday, May 16th. You can get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
He does not disappoint. I highly encourage you to see his show.